As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock. Pleased to report that you can go home again. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And we are coming at you tonight for Game 1 of our doubleheader from Clearview Arena at the RMU Island Sports Center here in Neville Township. The top 7 teams in the PIHL Class A Gold Division are separated by a total of 4 points. And we're going to be getting a look at a bunch of those teams tonight. First things first, the McDowell Trojans make the long drive from Erie to take on the West Allegheny Indians. And what a job that second-year head coach Alex Luddy has done with this Trojan squad, a team that just 3 years ago didn't exist at the varsity level at all. They were rebooted, and they were comprised of a number of players from different Erie area school districts and competed in Division II. Last year was the first season they were able to compete in the pure classifications, and they made it all the way to the Single-A Penguins Cup final before losing to Norwin. And what a start they're off to this year, 5-2 with one shootout loss, one overtime loss, I should say. 11 points, tied for 6th place in the Gold Division of Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League Class 1A. West Allegheny also coming in with an identical 11 points, tied with the Trojans for 6th. And who's the big gun for the Trojans? Well, it's their captain, number 97, Nico Catalde, 5th in Class A in goals with 13, 2nd in assists with 15, 3rd in points with 28. He's also tied for 3rd in the classification in power play goals. And 3 of the top 5 players in Class A, the leaders in that category, are McDowell Trojans, as a matter of fact. So the Trojans' power play has been red hot coming into tonight's game, and Catalde has 10 points in his last 2 games combined, including a 7-point outing in a rout of the Beaver Bobcats. And for West Allegheny, A.J. Coleman, the former PIHL player, a stellar 6th selection when he played at Moon High School. He's in a bit of a rebuild as well with this West Allegheny team that went winless in Class AA a year ago before moving down to Class Single A. And the Indians are off to a really nice start with an identical 5-2 and 1 regulation tie record. Coming off back-to-back wins, 6-3 over Montour and 6-4 over Chartiers Valley. Their player to watch, senior forward Luke Giorgio, number 62 in white. Giorgio only 2 points in his last 5 games, so the Indians want to get him going for sure. Keep your eye also on Brandon Switalski, a sophomore who's starting to find his legs a little bit, it looks like. 3 goals in his last 2 games. And it should be an interesting test for the Indians, who have been idle these last couple weeks, and they've played most of their games here at the RMU Island Sports Center, a facility that they share with a number of PIHL teams. But this is the first time since early October, October 10th, that they've been the designated home team, I believe. And they face a hot Trojans team that's won back-to-back 4 of their last 5 overall. Trojans in the middle of a 3-game road swing here, looking to continue their winning ways. And it'll be Ryan Elkin getting the nod in goal for McDowell. And at the other end for West Allegheny, the senior Riley Latta gets the nod with a 4-3 overall record. Elkin 2-1 on the season with 1 shutout to his credit. 199 goals against, 891 save percentage, splitting time with freshman Dylan Martin. Latta 356 on the goals against, 882 save percentage, and just shy of 358 minutes played. He's played all but 1 game this year as the Trojans win the draw and move from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin the game. Max Tepsick up ahead. Indians have to tag up, and Alex Jack, the junior, wasn't aware of that as West Allegheny is offside. McDowell coming off that 9-1 win over the Bobcats and an 8-0 shellacking of Wheeling Park prior to that, as they operate behind the West Allegheny goal line. Out in front it comes for Ty Turner. Turner's shot went just wide. Braden Martin there for the rebound, the senior forward with 23 points on the year, second on the team behind Catalde. Trojans force a turnover in neutral ice, and this snapshot from distance caught a piece of something. That was from Catalde, a second-generation McDowell Trojan, and we always love to look at those legacy players and see what kind of mark they can make on a game. D'Onofrio with it for McDowell. Up ahead of Martin. Martin's shot just whistles wide. Gino Heenan tied up along the half wall by one of the Indians. That's Brendan Burke, the junior defenseman, as West Day gets it back to center.
Come on, Logan. Come on, Logan.
Logan Balint into the offensive zone. His snapshot from the right circle is stopped by Elkin. Tested for the first time tonight. Balint has the rebound. Into the glove of Elkin. The save made rebound. Controlled by Balint, but he couldn't settle it down and tee it up. Good shift here early in a scoreless first by the Indians, who retreat back to the red line to play this puck. Balint on his off wing now. Brings it to the middle. Looking to go down low to him, man. That was Alex Jack, but he was too well marked. Indians force a steal inside the offensive zone, though, and here's a shot from the top of the right circle that's stopped easily by Elkin. Jack double teamed now by a couple of Trojans. But the Indians keep the pressure on here. This shot is blocked by Tommy Vanderlip. And another attempted shot by West Allegheny is deflected wide before it can make it on net. Great cycle early on by West Allegheny, as McDowell is going to be guilty of icing, it looks like. No, they're going to say that West Allegheny tried to dummy the play, and they're going to make the Indians play that puck. West Day coming back 3 men strong. Brandon Switalski behind the net. He is dispossessed. And that was Hayden Franos, the senior defenseman, doing the honors for McDowell. Puck sent in deep. Chris Brusky, the sophomore, going after it for the Trojans. Decked out in their visiting blues. Shades of the Toronto Maple Leafs uniform, with that dark blue clashing with the white shoulder trim and the white stripes around the socks as this puck goes out of play. Turner on here for Sutherland, and off the faceoff is deflected on goal, never made it through. Austin Falick, the sophomore, got a piece of that one as McDowell goes D to D. Bryce Peterson sends it deep for the Trojans. Catalde in after it. Catalde, left circle, Catalde to the goal, puts it wide. Off the back of the twine. It's played by the Indians, who kick it back to center. Brendan Burke over the line. He's poke checked by Peterson. Trojans have it, but lost it 3.5 minutes into a scoreless first. Max Smith unable to keep that inside the zone for West Day. The Indians have to retreat defensively, and they almost turn this puck over to the McDowell captain, Catalde, who wants to get off here. Letty making a line change here and swaps on Brusky, the sophomore. And Brusky forces a takeaway. Trojans trying a backdoor play, but Nicholas Haig had that too well marked. Indians get it back to center. Tepsick, the West Day captain, sends it into the McDowell zone before he pays the price. And this one will be icing on the Trojans. Snapshot off the faceoff. That's taken by Luke Giorgio, and that's denied by Elkin. Logan Pierce turning around in his own corner to play that puck. And it'll come to his teammate, Charlie Crowers, the junior. Over to Pierce. Pierce shouldered from behind. Up ahead it comes now to Harrison Para. Para only got it as far as the center circle before the Indians sent it back in. Kicked out of there by Elkin. Popchock in front, loose on the doorstep, and a good play there defensively by Vanderlip. Chance the other way now for Brewski. Brewski couldn't get around the last man. That was Noah Figley, the freshman. Puck in the corner now comes to the right point. This shot from that spot is blocked. And Vanderlip and company retreating now. Alex Lim, the senior defenseman, going to play this one up ahead. Nico Valentine with it, double teamed at the right hash mark. Weste with it, unable to clear. Loose between the circles. Valentine couldn't take it back. Indians come back to center. Here's Giorgio. Giorgio dumps it into the McDowell zone. Indians want to make a line change here, I think. 6 gone by in the first, no score. And a hard hit there on one of the Trojans. That was Wendell Native Dad going down. Out in front. Oh, the backdoor play. Wide open was Gino Heenan, but he failed on the attempted shot. Huge break there for West A. Near side, it'll come to Page. Page overskate it. Through a crowd, and a shoulder save made there by Lada. And we get a stoppage here with just about 10.5 to go as the net became dislodged behind the West A senior. Snapshot off the faceoff taken by Martin into the glove of Riley Lada. Now another faceoff won by McDowell and another shot taken by Martin. This time it was blocked. Now Lada makes a save at the far post. Still loose out in front, snapped at, score! Braden Martin would not be denied, and he nuzzles that nylon for the 13th time this season. Trojans take the 1-0 lead, 10:18 to go, first period. Just too much pressure in the attacking zone there by McDowell. One face-off win after another, and eventually that face-off dominance leads to the game's first goal. So the Trojans, who are only 2-2 outside of Erie, off to exactly the start that they wanted, here on the road. Long lead pass intended for Catalde. No icing, they say. Catalde gets there anyway. Side of the net, Valentine unable to do anything with that. Kept alive at the left point. Side of the net it comes now. Bouncing puck. Settled down by the Indians at the half wall, but they can't clear it. Good shift here after the goal from McDowell. Braden Martin, the goal scorer for the Trojans. And the senior has a baker's dozen. Back to center it comes now for Martin. Martin leading the rush for McDowell. His snapshot went just over the blocker hand of Lada. Giorgio now behind his own net. The alternate captain flying through center. Giorgio over the line. His snapper. That's blocked. Looks like Franos got a piece. Haig unable to get it deep. McDowell giving chase here. Crowers with it. Centers it just beyond the reach of a Trojan stick. McDowell went after this dump in now. Here's Para. Para dropping it for Lim. And a lead pass now for a man behind the defense. That's Witalski. Witalski puts it just wide. Best chance of the game for the Indians, but they can't convert. Valentine on his backhand, playing it back to center. And back it comes now into the McDowell zone. Lead pass went by everybody. John Weiland, the only one able to reach that puck, and he does so for West Allegheny, which plays it behind its own goal line. Wineland to the corner for Balint. Balint unable to handle. Trojans come back to center. Valentine to the corner. Behind that it comes down. There's a man wide open in front. That was Heenan, but McDowell couldn't get the play set up in time. Hard hit there in front of the West Day bench. And that was Max Smith getting the worst of that one, for the Indians. Giorgio over the line from distance, and it's covered by Elkin. Under 7 to go in the first. 1-0 McDowell on the even strength goal by Braden Martin. Catalde and D'Onofrio getting the helpers on that Martin tally as the Indians work below the McDowell goal line. Good poke check there by McDowell's Ty Turner, who comes over the West Day blue line and puts it on goal, and Lotta had to make a save there. Out in front it comes. Snapshot, top of the circle, never made it through. It's loose in front. Indians clear it. And Tepsik outlets it to Jack. Franos behind his own net. Reverses to play. Vanderlip around the boards. And back to center it'll come. West Day backpedaling here. Burke up for Tepsik. And now it'll come to Giorgio. Giorgio over the line. Giorgio between the circles makes a move. Now comes left side. Good poke check there at the last moment by Vanderlip. Net dislodged, and we get a stoppage with 5:33 to go. Both teams making changes here. Trojans trying to get an on-man rush going off the faceoff, but a good keep there by West Allegheny. That was Hunter Davis, a sophomore, who was responsible for that, if I'm not mistaken. Johnny Ortiz goes near side now, and it's dumped in by Wineland. Up it comes now to Brewski. Played here by Hunter Davis as McDowell gets the puck deep, and this is actually going to be icing against the Trojans. Official saying that McDowell didn't have the red line. Music and Rickard, the USA Hockey officials for the first game of tonight's doubleheader. And we'll have another Class A Gold Division clash for you next. Avonworth and Montour. As here the other way comes Nico Valentine. Valentine one-on-one to the goal, ridden off the puck by Wineland. Good defensive work there on the back check by the West Allegheny freshman. Out in front, a stick tie up there, otherwise it'd be 2-0. Valentine had the rifle cocked, but couldn't fire it home. Side of the net it comes. And Elkin hugging that near post, waiting for a whistle, and he gets one mercifully with under 4.5 to play in the first. And here's a lead pass off the face-off to Valentine, a little too far, and this is going to be icing again on the Trojans. Well, in World Cup vernacular, that last touch, leaving something to be desired. Trojans have tried a couple of face-off plays and a couple things in transition, but haven't been able to generate any quality chances off these last couple of face-off wins. Over the line, offside, is Alex Lim. And another face-off controlled by the Trojans. They've been dominant there as of late. Bodies collide. Haig and Martin going at it. And near side it comes to Catalde. Catalde over the line. His shot from distance is blocked by Burke and out of play. Turner off the draw. To Catalde. Catalde unable to handle, and now West A's going to ice this puck, it looks like. No, they say no icing. They say Vanderlip could have played that puck, and he will, as it barely comes outside the McDowell zone, and a giveaway there to Martin. Martin down the middle. Martin makes a move, dropping for Catalde. Catalde into the pads of Lada. Off the draw. Oh, that caught a piece of Lada's glove. Martin's had a ton of chances from those faceoffs in the right circle. This puck dumped in by Turner. And a steal in the left circle by Martin. Martin's shot never made it through. Noah Figley got in the way of that one. And now this will be icing against the Indians. A.J. Coleman calls for the line change before this face-off to the left of his goaltender, Riley Lada. Referee Rickard doing the honors. And this one comes outside the West A zone. That's a break for the Indians as Lim was unable to play that puck. Brendan Burke kicking at that one. And it comes free to one of the Trojans who puts it over top the net. Oh, Crowers had all day and night to shoot that one, but he couldn't hit the target. Lim in behind the goal. Indians win this puck battle. And they send it back to center where it's taken over by Lim of McDowell. Lim retreating. Off the boards, back to center. Haig with it, goes cross ice to Burke. Up ahead now for Page. Page unable to handle. Falick gets it deep for West A. Indians changing on the fly in the final minute 30 of first period play. 1-0 McDowell on Braden Martin's 13th goal of the season. D'Onofrio retreating. Up through center it comes. Valentine in pursuit. He'll get there first. Valentine met by Burke in the corner. And it squirts free to James Hollenberger, the senior forward for West A. But the Trojans force a turnover. Side of the net. Oh, good save there made by Lotta from a bad angle. And a shot from distance of the follow-up taken by Franos goes wide. Final 35 of the first period. McDowell pulling back. Here's Vanderlip, far corner. For Native Dad. Native Dad gave it away at his own blue line, but the Trojans are still able to clear their zone. Native Dad on late in the period here. Forces a turnaround try. That's stopped by Lotta. Good effort there by Heenan. Better save by the senior. One last try. Goes over the glove and the bar. Nico Valentine that close to a buzzer beater, as the buzzer does sound here at Clearview Arena. We've played one from the RMU Island Sports Center in Game 1 of our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10-Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save, where it's McDowell 1, West Allegheny 0. I'm Matt Popchock, back with a second in a moment. First period shots 10-8 in favor of the Trojans. And Braden Martin has a hot hand for McDowell. Six goals in his last 3 games, including one tonight, his 13th of the season, and that's the difference maker as we have a false face-off to begin the second period here with the team switching sides. Indians control the draw, but not for long. It's sent deep by Catalde. And Martin from the top of the left circle just misses to the glove side of Lotta. Dumped in the near corner and played through the rafters and back to center. Funny bounce there. Somehow it stays in play and the Indians have it. Here the other way comes Jack. Jack escorted into the boards. McDowell doing a great job there, taking away the shooting lane. as the Trojans come back to center, and they might have a 2-on-1. Here's Catalde down the left side. Catalde shoots, scores! Baldier Sensei. Nico Catalde, his 14th of the season, and a minute 47 into the second. It's 2-0 Trojans. McDowell gets its transition game going, and Catalde looked like he was looking shot all the way. Might have looked past at the last moment to fool the defender back for the Indians, but he snuck that one just past the leg of Riley Latta, and a big early second period goal here on the road for McDowell. Indians trying to counter quickly off the ensuing faceoff. They always got to be ready that first shift after a goal, whether you score it or whether you give it up. Trojans on their toes here as they get the puck back to neutral ice. And a hard hit there by Balint on Harrison Para. No, that's not Harrison Para. That's Wendell Native Dad. I'm sorry. And Native Dad getting up slowly. And he's still kind of doubled over, favoring that one hand a little bit. And finally, he's going to come back to the McDowell bench. Just a crunching check by Balint. A legal check at that, but a crunching one nevertheless, as this shot from the right circle was blocked. Trojans having some traffic problems as two skaters ran into one another. Back to center it comes. Indians have it, gain the red line, and do not, well, no, they do not gain the red line. That's the second time we've seen officials really crack the whip on that neighborhood play, if you will, where they give the player the benefit of the doubt on the icing call as long as they're in the vicinity of the red line. And I don't know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that they don't take that for granted. Face off back to West Allegheny ice. To the point it comes. It's backhanded in between the circles. Too many white jerseys in the way, but it's stolen away by Vanderlip, whose puck goes wide of the net. Vanderlip gets it back from the right point. That shot blocked. Hollenberger got in the way. Now from a bad angle, Latta pins it against the side of the post. Martin looking for a sneaky second. This shot off the face-off taken by Peterson goes wide. Ruski behind the net. Intercepted by the Indians, and they send it back to center. D'Onofrio to the West Day blue line. Up for Burke it comes. Burke had his pocket picked by Peterson. And Peterson tries to kick it out of his own end. He can't. Burke couldn't get it behind the McDowell net. Now he has to retreat to center to play this puck. Cross ice it comes now to Falick. Falick between the circles. That shot goes over the net and wide. Wraparound attempt there by Page. Connor Page, that is, the senior, but McDowell saw it all the way. Good shift here by West Allegheny as, oh, what a glove save is made there by Ryan Elkin. He says, I'll take that, thank you very much, with 13:49 to go to the ice cut. West Day finally able to sustain some pressure after falling behind 2-0 on that early second period goal by Nico Catalde. Catalde came in third in the PIHL Class A scoring race entering Week 10. As he continues to climb that ladder. Puck Pindle on the boards, and here is the McDowell captain from the left circle. Fakes a shot, makes a move, drops it off for Peterson at the point. Peterson through traffic, put it off the blocker, I think, of Latta, and it went wide. Out in front it comes, bouncing puck. Oh, put off the pipe, it's still loose. And officials lost sight of it and blew the whistle. That's a break for West Day, I think, as Latta never had that puck frozen. Oh, McDowell comes painfully close to tripling their lead with 13:15 to go in the second. Pierce off the face-off win by McDowell. Now we'll snap it on net. Save made Lotta. Rebound clear just wide. John Weiland giving some support to his goaltender as McDowell retreats to play this puck in its own end. Martin just beyond his own blue line. Indians have to tag up. And this puck sent deep, no icing. Alex Lim gave it away to Tepsic. Side of the net. Put off the side of the net. Oh, that was a sneaky little backdoor play by the Indians. That's still loose in front. And the Trojans seal off their goaltender and come the other way. Long range shot. Taken there by Turner. That missed everything. And we're going to get a penalty coming up here. And it's going to go against West Allegheny. And some fruity language making its way up to media row here at Clearview Arena. And what have we here? Now, both teams just kind of paused at their benches as they await the official call here. And now Luddy is getting an explanation from referee Music. And we'll try to bring you whatever the call is as soon as we possibly can. No, it might have just been an ejection because we're still playing 5-on-5 here as the Trojans have it in the offensive zone off the faceoff with 12:10 to go in the period. A strange chain of events there. And with it for McDowell now is Native Dad. Native Dad ducks around the attempted check there from Connor Page. But a chance the other way now for Logan Balint. Balint on the breakaway. Balint to the goal, makes his move. Save made! The toe says no. Ryan Elkin gets a piece of it with his left leg. And it remains a 2-0 game. That puck going through the blue paint and just wide. Oh, what an opportunity there for West A to get back in it. Haig back to the left point, but not out. Oh, kick save made there by Elkin from his knees. Falick tried to put it out in front. Now he has it again. Another kick save, and Elkin didn't know where it was, and now we get a stoppage as the net, again, has come off. Logan Balint with a few quality chances in this game for West Allegheny. He only has one goal in the season thus far, but unable to find an answer for Ryan Elkin. From a bad angle, it's out in front and put just wide by Falick. And now we will have a penalty coming up. And it will go against West Allegheny once again. Max Smith with it. Smith over the line. Oh, that was not a penalty indication. That was delayed offside, I think. I beg your pardon. And now we get a high stick on the puck as play ceases with 10:18 to play. Tepsic off the face-off. Back to Wineland at the point, couldn't take it. Chance the other way for Catalde, couldn't take the lead pass from Martin. Out in front it comes to Martin. Martin makes his move, side of the net, couldn't settle the puck down in time. Martin through a crowd, save made, no rebound. Lotta leaping to his left to cover. Behind the net it comes. And the Indians off the face-off, get it back to center, intended for Giorgio. Haig in his own circle, up to center for Giorgio. Giorgio over the blue line. Giorgio trying to center for Haig, flying down the middle, but instead it's cleared by McDowell. Tepsic retreating, plays it on his backhand. Just wide of the McDowell bench. Catalde has it for the Trojans. Bouncing puck toward the goal. Martin trying to force a steal there. And turnover now to Martin. Martin snapper. That was deflected wide by Burke. The junior defenseman getting in the way of that shot attempt as the Trojans reset. Over the line comes Catalde. Drop pass. And a shot taken by Turner that stopped off the leg of Lotta. D'Onofrio hit from behind by Giorgio, and he retaliates in front of his own bench. Trojans trying to change lines here as we approach the midpoint of the period and game, with McDowell leading 2-0 on goals by Braden Martin and Nico Catalde, their captain. Burke through a crowd. Oh, deflected just wide. Tepsic had the right idea, just couldn't find the net. And now this shot attempt on one hand by Giorgio is put wide of the cage. Giorgio with it again for West A. Off the side of the net, it's loose in front and stabbed at back to center. And now this one by Wineland put erroneously into the Trojans bench as Peterson took exception to something that one of the Indians said or did at center ice. That was Swatolski. Off the face-off, tied up and not covered by Lotta. And this will be icing against the Indians. And this played near side. Belind after it with a full head of steam, but McDowell's going to get there first and come back over the West A blue line. Good poke check there, however, and a good play there by Figley as the Indians come back into McDowell territory. Pierce standing up his man in the far corner. Trojans clear it, and this should be icing. And it will be with 7:15 to go to the ice cut. And off the tie-up, it comes back to center where it's gathered in by Johnny Ortiz of West A. Up it comes to Franos. Franos over the blue line. Franos through a crowd to the corner. Turner on his backhand. Out in front it comes, and it's put just wide. Crowers wasn't ready for that puck, which is bouncing now in front of Lotta. Vanderlip settles it down at the left point. And now it's gathered in by Burke, who comes up ahead. Max Smith was coming after that one. No, that was Johnny Ortiz, I beg your pardon. 34, not 44. Haig backhands it toward goal, but it was cut off by Franos. Now it comes to Brewski, who's hit hard by Hollenberger. And a hard check by Catalde on Davis there of West A as it comes back into Indians ice. Cross ice pass, bouncing puck, taken by the Trojans, and it's put just wide by Catalde. Right point, D'Onofrio. Out in front for Catalde, couldn't handle it. Now it's put on Lotto, can't cover, now he will. And another quick whistle there as Lotta didn't have that puck frozen. And this faceoff won by West Allegheny. Falick at center red. Leaves it for Tepsic. Tepsic behind the McDowell net. Near side it comes to Catalde. Catalde, lead pass goes by just about everybody. Native Dad playing it in the corner. Native Dad out in front. Backhand try, it's loose. Save made again by Lotta as the net comes off its moorings. Lotta covers for a faceoff. Trojans crashing the net and trying to make life difficult for Riley Lotta, the West A senior, as the Trojans try to add to a 2-0 lead here with 5 minutes to go in the second. Native Dad couldn't connect on that pass. Here comes West A the other way. Burke down the middle. Or no, that was Falick down the middle, dropping it off to nobody in particular. Wineland retreating for West A. Wineland gave it away now to Native Dad. Native Dad drops it off. Martin to the goal. Martin shoots, scores! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Braden Martin makes it 3-0 Trojans with 4:32 to play to the ice cut. And off the turnover, Martin made no mistake. His 14th of the year to tie Catalde for the team lead and his 3rd point of the night. And off the face-off, here's Balint. Poke checked at the blue line. Good stand-up work there by Lim. With help from Turner, who puts that puck on goal. Sticked aside by Lotta. Now Balint in transition for West A. Put it just wide of the net. I think Elkin might have gotten a piece of that with a stick, but don't hold me to that. Oh, that one went off the pipe. Logan Balint finds metal but not mesh. With under 4 to go. West Allegheny coming in with 36 goals scored as a team. 26 of those came after the first period, so they're a team that tends to grow into the game as it goes on, but so far unable to beat Ryan Elkin, the McDowell netminder. Here's a turnover to the Trojans. Turner on his backhand puts it wide. Drop back to Burke. Up ahead now it comes. Connor Page unable to handle that puck as he took a shoulder hit. Indians tagging up here in the middle of the play with under 3 to go in the period. And this is going to be iced by McDowell. Trojans win the draw. Around the boards it comes. And back the other way comes Para. Off the setup by Charlie Crowers. And we get a whistle behind the play, and we're going to get penalties here. Coincidental roughing minors here on Charlie Crowers of McDowell and John Weiland of West A. So we will continue to skate 5-on-5. Neither team with a power play in this game as of yet, though. West Allegheny does have an unconfirmed player ejection, and I'm now able to confirm that it was Alex Jack, who I thought I saw leaving the ice, who was the player sent off 4:42 into the second period. And now we had a McDowell player trapped on the back of his own net. That was Franos, the senior defenseman, and the net came off, I believe, behind Ryan Elkin. Ortiz and one of the Trojans going at it. That's D'Onofrio just beyond the McDowell blue line as the Trojans have this puck inside West State territory. Peterson centers it for Native Dad. Native Dad to the net. Save made by Lotta. Rebound is covered with 2 to go till the ice cut. Trojans off the draw. Martin to the goal. Glove save there and a good one by Lotta. Martin out in front. And that centering pass broken up by Tepsik and flipped back to center. A couple of Trojans run into each other as they send this puck deep into West A ice. In the corner, it's out in front. Backdoor play snatched out of there by Lotta. his best save of the night, perhaps. Lada not only had to read that one perfectly, but time it perfectly to keep it from going in. Trying to give his team a lifeline here, down 3 late in the second. Tepsic wins the draw. Up ahead to Balint. Balint to the goal. Balint shoots off the mask of Elkin, and the rebound goes wide. Logan Balint is flying for West Day tonight, but still unable to get onto the score sheet, as are the rest of his West Allegheny mates. Final minute of the second period play, 3-0 McDowell. Catalde and Martin tacking on to second in the game. They are the goal scorers for McDowell in this second period. From behind the net, Giorgio rubbed immediately off that puck by a couple of Trojans. Catalde for Martin. Martin over the line. Martin makes a move. Martin 1-on-2 is bumped off the puck neatly by Haig. Through a crowd, Lotta makes a blocker save. 20 to go. Taken by Martin. And just able to get onside is Turner, as Martin has this puck, drops it back for Heenan, who's too well covered. 10 seconds to go. Balint with one last chance. Balint to the goal. Puts it over top the net. Oh, that would have brought half the house down. Logan Balint, the senior, just snake bit here in the late stages of the second period for West Allegheny. And right off the face-off, Falick puts it on net where it's covered by Elkin, and so we'll cut the ice here at Clearview Arena. From the RMU Island Sports Center, your score, McDowell Trojans 3, West Allegheny Indians nothing through 2 periods. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Man TV, presented by your Mount Washington area Shop and Save.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino.
Extra caramel?
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Two jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino.
Extra caramel?
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Two jumbo ice caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Leaving off extra.
Back here on the island, McDowell 3, West Allegheny nothing. Third period next here at Clearview Arena at the RMU Island Sports Center next. We will have Avonworth at Montour to cap our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader. And special thanks to local band The Red Lines for providing the music throughout our commercial breaks for our doubleheader tonight. And special thanks to our sponsor, Mount Washington Shop and Save. And if you're in the Mount Washington area and you happen to stop inside the Shop and Save, say hi to Jim and Michelle Kazarowski, if you please. Tell them Matt Popchock sent you. All right. And so, looking at the scoring summary, some familiar names on the sheet. Braden Martin, a 3-point night. Nico Catalde, who continues to climb the Class A scoring ladder with a 2-point night in this one to stake the Trojans to this 3-goal advantage. 6:42 into the first, it was Martin at even strength from Catalde and Alex D'Onofrio. Then Catalde converted on a transition play 47 seconds into the second period from Martin. 12:28 into the second period, Martin with his second of the night from Wendell Nativedad, and Nativedad, the junior, earns his first point of the varsity season with that primary assist. That's where we stand now. One ejection to speak of, Alex Jack, given a misconduct penalty and a simultaneous game misconduct for unsportsmanlike conduct at 4:42 of the second period. But again, neither team has had a power play opportunity in this game. Second period shots, 11 for McDowell, 10 for West A. And a lot of those Indians shots coming from the tape of Logan Ballant, the senior, who's had arguably the team's best chances all night, but he's been stoned all night by Ryan Elkin, who's turned aside all 18 pieces of vulcanized rubber. Elkin, by the way, already does have one shutout to his credit. And that was just last week against Wheeling Park up in Erie on November 29th, a 13-save victory. And so the third period is underway with the Trojans moving left to right on this freshly cut ice and dumping it in behind the net where Riley Lott, the West A goaltender, plays it to his left. To the left point, it's kept in for the moment by Braden Martin. Behind the cage it comes. Tepsick up to center underneath the tape of Vanderlip. Alex Lim playing it defensively for McDowell. Up ahead for Catalde. Catalde had to reach back to accept that pass. Goes to Lim, back to Catalde. Catalde with an avenue now. Pulls up top of the left circle, shoots off the iron. Catalde that close to his second of the night. Trojans not taking their foot off the gas, as they lead 3-0 to begin this final period. And we have an icing call against the visitors.
One day. Sounds like it was rigged. Sounds like it was rigged. I'm protesting. Sounds rigged. How does he know if you couldn't announce it? Yeah, it's good with me. It's good.
And this face-off won by Haig. Near corner it comes. Back to center. Vanderlip retreating behind his own cage, reverses the play, and breaks free of his man there, was trying to tie him up. That was Page. Now Ballant in after it. Page trying to settle it down, he can't. This one shot from center point, missed the net. From the side of the net, Indians put it out in front, and here's a shot that's partially blocked. Elkin making a save, ranging to his left, well outside the crease, cutting down the angle there as Haig pulls back inside his own line. Given away now to Native Dad. Native Dad pushed off that puck as it comes to the boards, and skating with it the other way is Switalski. Switalski poke checked at the blue line. And that allows McDowell to take it back in the corner, but a bad giveaway there, and a shot fanned on by Haig. And coming back in earnest is Nico Valentine. Valentine getting it deep. Played by Lotta. Lotta went down there as he was bumped unintentionally by the McDowell senior. No icing, says referee music, as both teams were changing lines on that McDowell dump in. Max Smith skating back, gave it away. Sent through the legs of Figley. Out in front it comes, and they score! Harrison Para right between the circles. And the Trojans are putting 4 on the floor in this third period. 4-0 McDowell. The freshman with his first varsity goal of 2022-2023 on a one-timer right out in front as he sneaks it underneath Riley Latta. Now, we said the top 7 teams in the Class A Gold Division of the PIHL came in exactly 4 points apart. I mean, literally any one of those teams is a contender right now. But after tonight, going to be a little bit more separation within that group, thanks to a Herculean road effort here by McDowell. And it looks more and more like that long drive down 79 will have been worth it, as the Indians are guilty of icing. Waiting in the wings, the Avonworth Antelopes getting ready to take on the Montour Spartans here at the Island Sports Center in further Class A Gold Division action. The Lopes and the Spartans, 2 more teams as of now that are a part of that aforementioned Class A gridlock, as this snapshot by Martin from close range is smothered by Latta. Face-off won by McDowell. Back to the point for D'Onofrio. Comes up now to Peterson. Peterson through a crowd. Never made it through. Catalde kicks to himself. Oh, Martin tried to make one too many moves there on the doorstep. Had Latta at his mercy, but couldn't finish the play. Turnover down low by Catalde. Toe save made there. Rebound. Indians under siege here as they come through center 2-on-2. Ortiz in hot pursuit of this puck as he and D'Onofrio go hard into the glass. Now Burke stands up. D'Onofrio of McDowell. This 2-on-2 battle won by the Trojans, who continue to increase their vice grip on this game, leading 4-0 with 12:45 to go in regulation. Penalty coming up now against West A. Indian student section not happy. And it looks like both sides are going to get a penalty here. So again, we are without a power play in this game, as Bryce Peterson goes off for McDowell. Oh, that could have been dangerous. McDowell thought they had a power play, and Elkin, the goaltender, left his net for the extra attacker, and I think West Allegheny thought that McDowell was getting a power play as well, or else they would have fired that puck on the empty cage, and they would have had a mind to do so. And now again, a man coming into the box for West Allegheny. That's Hunter Davis, a sophomore. So this appears to be a bench penalty, I think, of some kind. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sending the man off the bench to serve it. We have no public address here. We apologize. So the Trojans do get a power play after all. First of the night for either team. McDowell with a number 2 power play in PIHL Class A, coming in at a 41.2% conversion rate.
Is that the one?
Pardon me? Trojans gain the red line, and D'Onofrio sends it deep. But the first man there for West Allegheny is Giorgio. Can't get it out, though. Behind the net, it's played by Heenan. Near side it comes, and Wineland's going to get there first and clear at the length of the ice. Midway through the McDowell power play. West Allegheny ranking 9th in penalty kill, by the way, out of the 23 teams in PIHL Class A at 82.9%. Trojans continue to operate on the man advantage. This snap shot by Martin, looking for the hat trick, put wide. Vanderlip to the corner. Here's Martin with 35 to go in the man advantage. Out in front looking for a man. That was Catalde who got knocked down from behind. Play continues. Good keep there at the point by Franos. Room for Martin to shoot. Martin makes a move. Martin cross ice. And the shot fanned on. Oh man, Heenan had a yawning net. But he whiffed. Break there for the Indians. Now a snapper is blocked by Giorgio. Well, better lucky than good, and the West Allegheny penalty kill has been both. And it looks like they're going to survive this here. As the teams are back to equal strength, the shot from distance is off of West Allegheny's skate, and flying out of the box is Hunter Davis. Franos hitting the brakes behind his own net, reversing the play with under 10.5 to go in regulation. McDowell up by 4. Everything there but the execution for the McDowell power play. So if you want to learn, you'd rather learn from a win than a loss. If you're Alex Luddy, and the McDowell second-year head coach, certainly going to talk about the execution of his power play, I'm sure, as the Trojans get ready for their next game. They're at Blackhawk on Thursday night as this bouncing puck is denied by Lotta. Turnaround try went off the side of the net. And that was Peterson unable to score his first of the season. Here come the Indians. Switalski through the crowd. Good save there by Elkin. Tepsic retreating for West A to play this puck. He's poke checked by Turner. Switalski drops it off for Tepsic. Tepsic over the net. Tepsic from the right hash. Never made it through. Off the glass it comes and back to center. Switalski retreating. Switalski over the blue line. Switalski creates space. Switalski shooting from his knees. That's denied by Elkin. And a penalty coming up now against the Trojans. Tripping the call. That was all Switalski there. D'Onofrio the guilty party, so West Allegheny gets their first power play of the night. Looking to get that goose egg off the board with 8:54 to go in the third. West Allegheny doing very well in the power play themselves this season. 5th in Class A at 34.5%. Tepsic trapped in the corner. Patiently resets to Ballant. Ballant now down low, unable to play this puck. And here the other way comes Catalde, shorthanded. Catalde down the middle. Catalde from his knees. Catalde to the goal. Denied by Lotta. What a play there by Catalde, doing it all. The captain nearly with a sizzle reel goal, shorthanded. Now Switalski, who drew that penalty on D'Onofrio, gets this puck deep. 1:05 to go in the West A man advantage. Trojans clear it. And Lotta will go fetch behind his own net, and he'll allow Ballant to play this puck, and Ballant had his pocket picked by Native Dad. Ballant recovers though, gets it cross ice for Switalski. Switalski with a little bit of space through the legs of a McDowell back checker. That was Franos who got in the way. 2:30 to go, and the McDowell minor penalty to number 71, junior defenseman Alex D'Onofrio. Indians with one last power play rush perhaps here. As a snapshot blockered away by Giorgio. Taken by Giorgio, I should say, and blockered away by Elkin. 10 to go in the power play. Tepsic behind the McDowell net. Resets, so Swatowski unable to handle. And here the other way comes Native Dad. Native Dad is knocked down at the blue line. Play continues as D'Onofrio comes off and gets right to the bench. Back to equal strength. Indians peel back. And that outlet pass given away to Franos. Wineland coming the other way. Vanderlip behind his own net. That puck bounces over a West Allegheny stick. Here in pursuit is Brewski. Brewski from the corner drops it off. Slap shot from the left circle by Para, who has a goal in this game, goes wide. This puck battle in the corner with under 6 minutes left in regulation is going to be won by the Indians. They're unable to clear. McDowell trying to set up for another backdoor play, but it's going to be taken instead by Page. And a good pass here for Falick. Falick shrugs off his man, tries to center it. Oh, good break up there. Bryce Peterson stayed right with that play, as that puck almost took a lucky West Allegheny bounce on the follow-up try. This puck one-touched into West State territory. Near side it comes to Haig. Haig gave it away at the blue line to Turner. Turner snaps it on goal. Kick save, Lada. Final 5 miles of game 1. Avonworth and Montour await. To the goal, backhander put just wide by Catalde. Martin out in front. That pass intercepted by Smith. And here's Braden Martin. His shot from long range is deflected wide. I think Haig got in the way of it. He did. And Haig gives it away to Martin in the near corner. Out in front, one-timer whiffed on by Turner. Indians with a couple of breaks defensively in this period after a couple of breakdowns, as Lada had to make a standing save there. Tom Barrasso style. And here the other way comes Ballin, putting it off the leg of Elkin. Swatowski with space. Ballin just barely onside as Swatowski shoots off the glove. Rebound put over top the net. Now, some nights it seems like the hockey gods are just with you. Ryan Elkin probably feels that way right now, especially after that sequence. Swatowski of West Allegheny is bumped off the puck casually by Heenan. Heenan coming the other way now for McDowell. Cross-ice pass. Snapshot, Martin out of play. That wasn't Martin, actually. That was Nico Valentine flying down the left side. Another quality chance for the Trojans. "13 shots in this third period for McDowell. 7 for the Indians. So Riley Lotto with a 30-save effort, and boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if not for him. This puck backhanded by Heenan back to center. And a hard hit from behind on one of the Indians, and that's going to be a penalty. And that's an easy one to call. Heenan getting overzealous late in a lopsided game, and West Allegheny will get its second power play of the evening. Roughing is the call. So the Indians get a chance to at least spoil Elkin's shutout bid with 2.5 to go. And off the draw, the Trojans get it back to center. Ty Turner pressuring Giorgio. Giorgio dropping back for Falick as West Allegheny tries to set up its power play late in a 4-0 game. Ballant scores! The donut disappears, Logan Ballant. His second of the season, and it's 4-1 McDowell Trojans. With 2:07 to play, a power play goal, and second power play goal of the season by the senior. Ballant just used the screen and put all the velocity he could on that shot, and Elkin just couldn't catch up to it. And so that's the only blemish on his night, as this puck is put wide of the blue paint. Shot from the right point by Vanderlip, I should say, goes wide. West Allegheny over the line. Giorgio, right circle, is dumped, but keeps his footing out in front of Combs. And this one-timer went just wide by Wineland. Burke over skating. And Baruski being persistent here to get it over the West A blue line. He tries to shrug off Ballant, the goal scorer. Ballant puts him right into the glass, and now Ballant takes a shove from up high. 2 or 3, actually, by Para. Chance the other way, perhaps, for West A, but Hayden Franos, all over him like a cheap suit. As McDowell picks up the hitting in the game's final minute. Loose puck between the circles, swiped out of there. West A has to tag up. Catalde gave it away. And now it comes to Peterson. Peterson up to center. And one of the Indians calling for the puck, that was Falick. Trying to center it for someone at the blue line. It was given away to Turner. 15 seconds left. Swatowski shoved off the puck by Catalde. This snapshot is blocked. 5 seconds remaining. Bouncing puck in front and whiffed at by one of the Indians as the final buzzer sounds. So Ryan Elkin unable to take a shutout with him back to Erie, but thanks to Nico Catalde and Braden Martin, that dynamic duo, McDowell going home with 2 points, and 2 big points at that, in the Class A Gold Division. Trojans go to 6-2 with 1 regulation tie. West Allegheny falls to 5-3 with 1 regulation tie. Your final score here at the RMU Island Sports Center, the McDowell Trojans 4 and the West Allegheny Indians 1. Avonworth at Montour is next on our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10-Band TV. And you're watching it courtesy of the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Michael Iman, camera operator. And thank you for watching and listening. I'm Matt Popchock. Stay tuned for more Class A gold action here on 10 Band TV.